Radio Paranormal.
Welcome to Radio Paranormal.
Oh, look at that. Brandon Cooper live on location in uniform.
Whoa, I'm live on. Well, what is he doing? I'm live on location somewhere near saltwater. An undisclosed location in the middle of a parking lot. Look, I have a Cyclops with me, and then I got that guy, and then I got that guy. So hello everybody that is tuning in. How's your day, Jen? You good? What's up? Oh, look at Resnick. What's up, buddy?
Hey, Reds. Hey, buddy. How's my day? It's okay. It's just been going, you know. So I'm sure you are having a much more exciting day than I am today. And based on my last week, I'm actually okay with that.
I mean, you've gone through hell this week.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Well, unfortunately, I'm going to be dropping in and out during this show, guys, because as you can tell, I'm working. So, but everybody that has tuned in, we got a great guest tonight. But first, before the guests, we got to pay some bills.
We do. So,
you know, I heard about this thing called, James Brady. Hi, sweetheart.
Hey, James.
Like, there's a Living Dead package I've heard about that we need to sell the hell out of.
There is.
Because it's
my living dead out of it. Send the living dead out of it. Yeah.
Yes.
Your mug's hosting that ghost hunt. So yeah, New Orleans Paracon, July 31st through August 2nd. Experience New Orleans. Don't just come here thinking you're coming to a Paracon. Come here for your vacation, your New Orleans experience, and of course, for the most haunted city, or one of the most, depending upon your opinion. In the country for sure. So Living Dead package, $448 per couple. There's been a little confusion about our package prices. Package, not pass. Package prices are per couple. So $448 equals $224 per person. That is your room for Friday and Saturday nights. Entrance into the Paracon event. All of our workshops, 2 paid classes per person, and a ghost hunt in a cemetery with none only other than the guy that was just previously on the screen and working in
and she's talking about me, everybody. She's talking about me. Okay, bye.
Yeah, that guy. Oh, wait, I got it right. Okay, cool. So yeah, we would love to sell a bunch of those. That was the newest package we rolled out. We still have about 4 platinums, maybe 3 VIPs. Weekend and day passes are available too. If you buy a weekend pass, you can add on ghost hunts, like the Friday night ghost hunt with the guy that was just on the screen in Escamilla.
She's talking about me again. So
you get to investigate with that guy. Yes. So we're going to be so excited. So get your tickets, NewOrleansParacon.com. If you have a question, if you have a booking question, booking issue, if you want to customize something, we will just call us, email us, and
how many tickets do we have left for the Patty Negri experience? 2. Hey, I like that. Hey, the guys are giving me light.
Oh, that's so sweet. They're like, hey.
That actually kind of looks kind of cool.
I like it. Little strobing effect.
That's right.
So this is Chris and I started this with the help of a bunch of other people. Chris and I come from an event and hotel hospitality background. So if you've got a question, or you're like, hey, can I do this instead of this, or anything like that, reach out, call, text, email. We will definitely work with you. And without further ado, hi, Mom.
Where's Mom? Did I miss Mom? I'm working on my tablet. So, there we go. Hi, Mom.
So we're super excited. And if you can't make it to the
James Brady's not going to bail me out. I don't think you have to, buddy. I've got this.
He's got the other side tonight. If you're in New Orleans, you can't make the Paracon, check us out, New Orleans Paranormal Society. We do public ghost hunts in the French Quarter every night. We've got one going on tonight with the private group for a family. Public ones are only 12 to 13 people. So these are small groups. Have a bunch of cool equipment. And stay tuned to also Paranormal Task Force X, because you guys have definitely some events coming up, I'm sure. So keep your eye on them as well. And as always, we just love our people at Supernatural Inc. Because I use my stuff from them every night. I do a ghost hunt. So we're super excited about all that. So not to vague post for everybody.
That's my real eye size, I guess. That's pretty cool. But
so it's drama for my week has been very ill puppy. I'm not going to say the C word. That is a possibility. We don't know. So I've had a week plus of a lot of people disagreeing. So anyone who works with animal spirits, my puppy will take all the prayers he can get. He's a good boy.
Definitely pray for the pup.
Yeah. So today's a good day. Today's been a really good day with him. So it's been a good day. I needed one of those. So
well, we like good days. But unfortunately, it looks like I'm gonna have to drop down. So I will be in the background, but why don't we go ahead and I'll have you introduce the guest, and then I'll be back shortly.
So guest tonight, actually we kind of know each other. We worked on another podcast together, a true crime podcast. He was part of our mediumship panel. So what we did was we showed a picture of an unsolved murder, unsolved crime, missing person, never told the panel what it was, sent the picture. They did their techniques. Week 1, we would cover the details of the case, or a lot of them. And then week 2, we start off with all of the evidence from our mediums. And then we would bring them on and fill in the blanks and accuracies and talk about suspects, if anything. So our guest was part of that. And after reading his bio, there's a lot I didn't know about him. And I did not know that he was also a paranormal investigator. So found that out the other day, that we have that in common. So welcome to the show. I hope Brandon's ready, Mr. Chris Harmon.
Hello, Jennifer. How are you?
I'm good. It's nice to see you again. It's been a minute.
Yeah, it's been a while since we worked together or done anything together for quite a while. I've been swamped with cases, work, television shows, films, documentaries, different things. I'm all over. I barely have a spare moment, so having to be able to sit down here and just chat with you and everybody, that is my spare moment. So I'm going to really enjoy this.
No, I'm excited. I didn't realize you were such a popular guy. I had no idea. I started reading everything you're involved in. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, I got my first start in all this, and how I got involved in all this began with paranormal, because I had so many UFO experiences and paranormal experiences, and so right away I started doing shows on Amazon Prime as a ghost hunter. Just everything just kind of kept rolling, and once the ball started rolling, I just kept rolling with it, and got my certification as a psychic medium, hypnotherapist, doing several paranormal shows, still doing paranormal shows left and right. Like we just did a paranormal show. It's been probably 5 months ago, and we had some amazing evidence. So everybody stay tuned. That'll be coming out soon. Anything anybody wants to know or wants to ask, feel free. I'm an open book tonight. So
yeah. So I remember when we did the true crime show, you did a lot. You primarily did, seems to, from, because I didn't really know much about anyone who was on the mediumship panel, to be honest with you. You seem to focus a lot on your remote viewing. Is that right?
Yes. I am a very good remote viewer. Remote viewing is something that everybody is born with the talent, but some people are more intuitive and they're able to bring it out further. To be a remote viewer, so one thing to know for a fact is that when you're born into this world, and you're born, you've got really no knowledge up here. So your psychic side, which is over here on your right side, that ability is wide open. But what happens is, as you grow older, walk, talk, eat, sleep, and go to school and play and have fun, you start doing all this learning over here on the left side. So your psychic gap closes. And I was born as a star seed, as an ET. I was brought into this world to heal and help other people and use my psychic abilities and everything I have to help others. And so I've always had that psychic ability. Even as a child, I would know things. Like I would know the outcome of just relatives coming over to the house before anybody else would. I would know the outcome of so many things. But as a child, I thought it was normal. The fact that I would know this or that. And
Yeah.
people, oh, shut up! You don't know what you're talking about. And then lo and behold, I'd say, "See, I told you." Well, you're lucky, some whatever. I got to the point where I just quit telling people what I knew because they didn't care anyways. But I was always correct. And then, as I got even further in life, I started. Of course, everybody used to watch Star Trek and various shows and things, and I was watch that, and a lot of that stuff kind of sounded familiar. And what nobody knew about me was, not even my own family knew, that I would have visitation at night by ETs, and they would take me and we would fly around the city, the park, the school areas, just flying all around town. And it was neat because looking down at your school where you go to school at from such a high elevation was wonderful. You see the clouds and the top of the school building. It was beautiful. And this would happen sometimes nightly, daily. And I thought it was very interesting. But at the same time, waking up the next morning back in your bed and getting up and going to school and doing your normal routines, you tend to forget all about what happened the night before. I mean, you knew it happened, but you also tend to forget about it because you think, oh, maybe it's just a dream or something. But the older I got, the more I realized you don't see the same people and do the same things and go to the same places every night or have the same dreams like that every night consistently. And they weren't all the same every night. It was more or less the same, but there'd be different things. And these people I was seeing in my dreams, they when you're a kid and you have UFO ET experiences, ETs will normally come to you in a way that is calming to you. They won't show their true natural look until you're older and they feel like you're capable of handling that look. Like people talk about the Greys or the reptilians. They do look similar to us, but they also have their own skin color and their own set of eyes and all of that. But when they come to you as a child, they're going to come to you more in a more calming, beautiful way. And that's the way I would see them. And we'd go flying around different things. And they never spoke verbally. It was always up here. But I knew what they were thinking and saying. And it was all peaceful. I never had bad experience.
Right.
And then, of course, graduated high school, moved on. Went to work right after high school at a grocery store and started working right away. And there for a while, the experiences stopped. And then somewhere around the time I reached mid-20s, they began to pick back up. And hello, whoever that was.
Oh.
But as I got in my mid-20s, the experiences began to pick back up. I was traveling again. And this time I was seeing them in their natural form. They weren't hiding their true look from me. And I began to remember more of my experiences. As a kid, I remember the flying stuff, but I wouldn't remember the actual spaceship itself. That was blocked from memories. I mean, when I would go with them and go on the ship or go flying around, I knew where I was. I knew everything. Everything was perfect. I had names for everybody. And when I would come back home, a lot of the memories they would erase from me. I didn't know why they were erasing the memories. I didn't even know for sure that they were. I knew there was blocked somewhere. I knew I was flying. It was fun. It was wonderful. I saw my school. I saw my friends. But I couldn't remember anything else other than just bits and pieces. Sometimes I would get like visions in my head. When did I do that or something? Just things that pop up. But here I am now. Here I was in my mid-20s later on. And that allowed me to remember more and see more. And I began to remember visits on the craft. For instance, I remember seeing my bedroom on the craft, which the craft itself, for those who are wondering about the spacecraft, it's a great big black vessel. In fact, I just got told to make sure I said vessel, not ship. And black vessel, and it's got almost like you feel the textures on it, but that vessel stays there. There are individual ships that we take and fly around in, but the vessel itself is like the uh, home turf. It stays there. Um, and I don't go around the whole ship and look at everything on the ship. I only have two places on the ship that I go, and that is the room where we heal people, because I do have the ability to heal and help other people. We have the healing room, and the right next to that is my room. Now, here's what a lot of people may not know, is that when you're on a spaceship, if you were to look around the rooms, you'd be surprised how vacant everything is. It almost looks like a desert. There's nothing in it except for a pure white light that illuminates everything. The ship is lit with pure white, like a fluorescent light, and it's not a light bulb. It's just everything is pure white, and you feel all the love. The ship is full of love, and so you don't see any furniture or anything. However, when you need something, it becomes available. Like, let's say I wanted to sit down in a chair. The chair would just be there, and the chair would be exactly what I'm seeing up here. So let's say I want to envision a white chair. There's a white chair, just like I would see. It would just be there. And they told me that anything you need is just there. But what I do on the ship is, so of course I have two lives. I have the life that is up there on the ship, but I have the life that I spend down here on Earth, which is where I spend 99% of my time is here on Earth. But there is that 1% that I spend up there with them. What I do here is, of course, live just a normal life like anybody else, but I have the ability and the gift to be able to heal and help other people with remote viewing and what is known as remote healing. I have the ability to let's say somebody has prostate cancer and they need help removing their cancer cells or whatever. I can do remote healing for them and help remove those cancer cells. The parts and some of the things I can't do here, we can take them aboard the ship. Like, I have contact. Now, I don't know how I make contact other than, let's say somebody is standing here and they need help and they're telling me they have cancer. By the end of the night, I would almost guarantee that they would go up on spaceship, because I can somehow contact my family just by thought, and then we would take them aboard ship and heal them. If I can't heal them with remote viewing and doing my work here, then they go up there on the ship. They get healed. The healing room is a very beautiful room. Everything is done pretty much by the way I've always described it is like a grid on the floor. It's like a grid on the floor, and you lay the person on that grid, and then there's a blue light that comes up and just like scans their body, and it gives them the healing. Now, my father aboard the spaceship, per se, he can take his hands on the wall, and it's almost like kind of what you see in Star Trek, where you can just touch the screen like a touch screen and you program it. He programs in that system to what the person needs for the healing. So basically, you can just lay on that grid, and then he'll program it, and then you get the healing you need. It's neat, and I do this all the time for people. I can help people. I probably help people at least, I'd say at least 10 people a month sometimes. They don't even have to tell me they need help. I'm just guided in the right direction.
Yeah.
I'll stop for questions if anybody has any questions.
So, all right, I have like a ton. I have a ton. So interesting. You say, so it's interesting as for me, and I know I've talked to other people, that my receiving side has always been my right side, even before I knew I had abilities. Like, I always kind of knew when I was little, but you didn't talk about that. 50, how the hell am I 50, 53 years old. You don't, back then, that's not a thing. You know what I mean? So it's interesting you say the right side, because I'd never heard that, but that's actually for me where I get that. So I wonder if other people with abilities experience it the same thing. Like, if for some reason my grandma's trying to get a hold of me, I get a headache on my right side. It's always the right side. The information for medium comes from right side. So that's very interesting. There was now you're talking about when you're asleep, but you're on. I'm assuming that these times when you're on the ship, that you would be asleep. You know how they say like your body sleeps, but your soul does not, right? Your energy does not. Is it something like that? That's how you're experiencing it, as your energy part of you?
It's difficult to explain because, of course, I can't. When I go with them, as far as I know, I am physically going with them. But it could also be, and sometimes it could also be just energy going too, or my conscience going. Because we
Right.
as humans, we as humans, our body is what our conscience, or as they say, our soul, lives in this body, and that's how we move. But our
Mhm.
conscience, the conscience is our main part. And there are times when I'll go with them, and I'll never forget this. There was one time, because when you're up there, there is no time. Everything is now. When you're in space, up there in outer space, as we call it, there is no time. There's no AM, PM, 76543. Everything is just now. When you're up there, everything's just a now because there is no daylight or nighttime. It's just now. And so
Mhm.
when you're aboard spacecraft, same thing. There is no now. Now they know we have a time like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They don't go by any of that. And
Right.
there was one time in particular, because they can take you from, let's say, right now it is 8:26. They can take you at 8:26, and they can take you up there with them, and then you can stay up there for 2 or 3 days, and then come back at 8:27 p.m. like you never left. And I'll never forget this. And normally, when I come back, I don't have a exactly mindset of how long I've been gone. But one time in particular, I'll never forget this. I came back, and the first thing I said when I came back was, I was gone for 2 weeks. Even though it only been like an hour, I knew I'd been gone for 2 weeks straight.
Wow. How did you know though?
I just
Just
knew. I mean, that's the thing. See, when you have contact with ETs, you just know things. There is no thinking. There is no, like, if they wanted me to give you a message, then I would just know exactly what to say, and I would know it came from them. There's no like, hey, warning, we're getting ready to talk to you. You just know.
there's
Same,
no
that's,
precursor.
and that's how I do my remote viewing work. Is when I'm doing my casework and stuff. Like when we were doing the true crime shows, I just knew things. It just knew.
Yeah.
There was one case we did with true crimes. I had 21 pages of remote viewing written down. I had to stop because I was getting too much information. I had to literally stop myself.
I noticed that you always had a lot of pages
Because here's the
that you,
thing: when you're a psychic, once you tap into what you want to get information from, once you tap in, it's hard to tap out because you can get too involved. And you got to be
yeah,
careful of that too. You got to be careful when you get too involved because if you're doing murder cases or things like that, you can take on other people's feelings and emotions, and sometimes that can be a little aggravating because you
yeah,
know that's not you, but you're feeling all that rage or all that.
yeah. Physical medium, we get that too. We get their emotions sometimes. You got to step back, have them step back and stuff. So, okay. So these journeys, can I call them a journey? Is that a good way to say it?
Sure.
Okay. How would somebody know? What are some things? So, what are some things people could look for that could say, oh my gosh, that's what's happening to me? Because I feel like there might be, outside of the whole, what is it, vessel thing. I feel like there might be a fine line between like reality dreams slash involuntary astral projection slash these journeys. Do you see what I mean? Like what are some things people look for going, oh, okay, then I think this is what's happening to me.
Yeah. So, if you want to know how does person know if they're having actual ET visitations or just having dreams and stuff,
Yeah.
yeah, it's simple because here's the thing: when you have ET experiences or you have an ET experience, there is so much love that goes into the experience. The feeling and the information that comes to you is so overwhelming that there is no way to consider anything else but an experience. And that's the
Right.
thing, because a lot of people file reports even like with MUFON, they filed a report claiming they had an experience, or claiming they had um and they describe it the way they describe the feelings and the things they see and hear. So somebody was describing all this stuff. One second, my computer's here we go.
I think you're caught up.
Yes, there's some people, if they don't describe an experience, if they're telling, can you hear me?
Yep. Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay, yeah, some people will yeah. Okay, so some people, like I said, they will claim to have an experience or claim to have ET contact, but we can tell the difference because of the way they describe it. Are they describing it as like feelings and emotions and that awe moment, or and the details are giving you, and then people will give you details like when I describe the ship, or when I describe the love and the fluorescent lighting in the room is just so beautiful. And here's the thing, that lighting, when you walk on the spaceship, it's like a pure bright light. That light is filled with love. That is like heaven's light, like heaven's light coming down, and it's unmistakable. And
So go ahead.
go ahead. No, go
No,
ahead.
I was going to say, so that could someone, okay, so could someone look at this? Is this like how they talk about the source and beings that created us? I've heard those theories a lot. Is that
Yeah,
that's what this might be, or similar to, or?
yes, it is source, because like we use the term God or Heavenly
Right.
Father. They call it source because in reality, source is the one that knows all, and so they use the term source. Like we say Father in heaven, well, they call it source because he's the one that knows all.
Right, right. So this is going to sound like a really weird question, and I'm gonna preface this. We have somebody on our investigation team that I joke and I call him Starseed, and the reason I do that is because this guy does not age, doesn't age. We have been on demonic cases with him, and it seems like nothing affects him when everyone else is getting hammered. And he'd really, I mean, he does some protection work and things like that, does a little chaos magic, but it's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. Like we get slimed, he gets nothing.
Yeah, I know the feeling because this is going to sound strange, but of course, if you were to look back at all of my, let's say, old school yearbooks and stuff, you're going to say he never aged. And then of course we do all of our paranormal investigations, and everybody's always talking about, I feel this, or I'm feeling this, I'm feeling this. I never really feel anything. I'll hear things and see things, but I don't feel anything.
Yeah. Oh, there's Brandon. They had to do a little cameo. Those guys are so cute.
Hello,
Okay.
Brandon.
No, and it's funny. Some people have done readings for him. He told me that people have done readings for him and have said that he was that's what it was. He said they call me Starseed. Like I was not like somehow ET kind of whatever brought in here. So that's why I call him Starseed.
Same with me, because I was born 8 weeks early into this world, and so I was hooked up to all these machines. And I remember lying there, being hooked up to the machines. I remember that. I remember being a little baby sitting there with all these wires and machines to help me stay alive. And the doctors told my parents that he won't make it, he won't live. But lo and behold, thanks to my ET family, and I'm assuming with them, because I was able to pull through and survive. And I've had contact with ETs ever since. And everything I've experienced has all been positive. I've never had a negative experience involving anything, really.
So okay, but you do hear people talk about these accounts of experimentation and lumps, scars, things in them they don't know how. What's your take on all those stories? Because you hear that's actually you don't, I mean, TV, it's always the negative, right? You don't cover angels, you cover demons, right? So why how do you account for some of those people's stories that are just negative, 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 negative?
Well, a lot of it is the fact that when people have experiences or have encounters, in some cases, they can interpret that as being harmful or being not so much harmful, just being scary because they've never had an experience before. So that first initial contact of what is that or who is that or why is this happening, they interpret it as being fearful. It's always that fear that comes first because they don't fully understand. But now, in some cases, people will report contact and they'll get a message right away that says, "Don't worry, we're not here to harm. We're here to help. Or we're here just to simply inspect your health or your land or territory." But even as a kid, when I would have contact, there was still even a little bit of fear, even for me, even though I knew that this is all peaceful. The fact that I knew I was going to go somewhere, I couldn't really remember exactly what all happened the night before, other than I knew I had fun a little bit. There would always be a little bit of fear. And for me, the fear was the fact that I was leaving my bedroom. I'd be going somewhere. And
Yeah.
right next to me would be mom or grandma or whoever. And I knew I was leaving. I'm excited to go, per se, but yet I'm leaving my room. And of course, as a kid, maybe you got a new toy or a new Atari game or something you want to play, and you're like, I don't want to go.
Yeah. So as a kid, I mean, these weren't scary. How did you as a kid process this? You just knew?
Because of the fact that I was born as an ET or born into this world as an ET, I was automatically born with enough knowledge and remembrance, even then, remembrance of who my family was. Because here's the thing about experiences, or for me, anyways, when I would come back or wake back up and then get up, get dressed, go to school, and all that, I would know I'd been flying that before I'd been somewhere. I wouldn't have the full memories, but when I was with them, those memories were unblocked. So let's say you come into my room every night and you take me and we do things. You and Brandon and me, we're all ETs and we do things. The next day I'd be in school and I would know that I went with you guys last night. I may not remember exactly what the other guy's name was. I may not remember even exactly what all we did. But that night when you come back to get me again, all my memories are now unblocked. Oh yeah, you're Brandon. Oh yeah, you're Jennifer. Oh yeah, we're gonna go flying again. So
Yeah.
they wouldn't let me remember everything because they didn't want me to go telling everybody I was with the ETs. We were flying around spaceships and doing this, doing that. People would think I was crazy. So that's why I didn't have full memories.
Because so they were protecting you.
Like the few times I did kind of bring it up as a kid, I remember somebody told me, I won't say who he was, but he says, they got places for people who act like that. I kept my mouth shut.
Oh, I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't know if we're a similar age, but yeah, you wouldn't. There's a lot of stuff you wouldn't say for sure.
I mean, you don't learn it in school. You don't see it too much you didn't see it in school. You didn't hear about it on TV too much back then, and
No.
necessarily wasn't something you went to Sunday school to learn either. So,
And then we had Steven Spielberg and all those things. So
and those are
So,
the cool things I thought. I thought
yeah,
watching Star Trek and Steven Spielberg, I thought, man, this is cool. This is the good entertainment here.
yeah. ET, our little ET guy. That was like my favorite ride at Universal the first time I was there, and couldn't get on it last time. I think it's closed down. So you said there's an organization that you're a part of. You called it MUFON. What is?
Yeah, it's called MUFON. It's MUFON, the Mutual UFO Network, and we are the oldest and longest running UFO organization in the world. We've been around since the 60s. And people can submit UFO reports two different ways. They can report, I saw a UFO in the sky. Okay, that's a sightings report. Then there's the other report they can file if they had physical contact or per se abductions, which I'll get into what abductions really is. I don't like the way people talk about it because you're not being abducted. Abducted is when somebody kidnaps a child. When you go with ET, you're voluntarily going with them for your help to get healed or to get help. You're not being abducted. You're voluntarily going. But they can file two different types of reports, whatever they're experiencing, and then somebody will contact them back. Like, let's say somebody in Oklahoma supposedly saw a UFO last night at 10:05 p.m. Okay, he files a report the next day with MUFON. He'll get contacted by somebody who is not too far from his area, or maybe not. Maybe it could be somebody like me in Illinois, but he'll get contacted by somebody. Usually, it's going to be somebody close to you, but doesn't always have to be that way, depending on how severe the case is. He'll get contacted by somebody who will then work with him to figure out what's really going on. Like I will interview this person and gather a time, date, location, things in the area, surrounding areas. What did you see? What shape? What size? What color? What did it look like? What was your opinions on it? Did you feel anything? Did you hear anything? Did you see anything besides that? Was there anything odd before or afterwards? Did you hear telepathic messages? How high up was the object? Was it higher than the moon? Lower than the moon? Was it moving? What colors did you see? Did you see any signs, numbers, logos? There's all these different things. But then after I get done interviewing him, I will then start the investigation itself. Like, okay, what planes were in the area at the time? Continental air jets, crop dusters, mylar balloons, Chinese lanterns. It could be simply drones, or maybe space shuttle or planets or anything. I'll do all the investigations to find out what it is he really saw. Because if he was pointing, let's say he saw this due north, and it was lower than the moon. It was lower than the moon. Okay, I'm going to look for what planes were in the area at the time. Were there any planes that had been over his house at that same time, per se? Did the neighbors have any balloons going off? Was there any space shuttle launches? Or various things that we look at to determine what it is the person really saw. And if we can't come up with a rational explanation for it, then we have to tell the person what you saw was an unknown object. We will never really say you saw a UFO because we never have any actual proof that it was a UFO. But we have no problems. We have no problem saying it was an unknown object.
Right. So, okay, so you hear about different parts of the world having what would be supposedly more reports versus others, right? Are there really hot spots, or is it more rural and because city lights, things like that aren't polluting what you could see?
No, there are definitely hot spots. Arizona is one of the biggest ones. And Florida too, believe it or not. But Arizona
Is it the terrain, the rocks, the crystals, the why?
There's no real definitive answer for that. But with all the of course, with the Area 51, different things around and all that does play a factor in it. Oddly enough, because what happens is, of course, there's 12 months in a year, and during those 12 months, certain states, certain areas will have more activity than others. Like Illinois, for instance, in July, in June, we'll get double the number of cases we normally get because of all the fireworks going off in the sky. People will misinterpret what they're seeing, and then of course our numbers at that point could be higher than Arizona, and then any other time it'd be Arizona to be the highest. And of course in Florida you got a lot of people flying planes or even skydiving, different things that go on, and you're sitting on a beach on a sunny day and somebody skydives and you're just barely opening your eyes and you think, oh, UFO, and you kind of find out it's just a skydiver.
Right.
It depends on the time of the year, but Arizona is 99% of the time the hottest spot for UFO activity, and always has been. We don't really have an actual reason for that other than there could be something buried under the ground. It could be something hidden somewhere. We don't know. I have my suspicions and things, but I won't speculate too much.
So did you ever see that show Skinwalker Ranch? Or hear that show?
Oh yeah, I know that show very well.
Where is that?
I'm actually a member of the Skinwalker Ranch fan club, or whatever you call it.
So I've watched the show a couple times. That's in the desert though. Is that Arizona or Nevada?
Yeah, it's around Arizona. Yes.
Okay. What do you think that, so it's just a location, because they keep looking first, like they have found like weird markings or on things, some of the episodes that I saw. And it seems like it's paranormal slash UFO in some cases.
Yeah, the energy level on Skinwalker Ranch is so high. Energy level is so high because there were some goings on way back when, and from what I gather, there was possibly a crash landing, and they even speculated that on the show because there's spots in the trees in the sky where you can almost see where the ship went through, and we don't know for a fact that there was a ship buried there, but everything kind of points in that direction. And the energy, the reason why I say this, the energy is so high because ships carry a lot of energy, and the land itself had some negative words and things laid onto it. I use term words. I don't like to say the term spells or anything, but words laid onto it. And so the energy on the land is so high, and a lot of it is infused with negativeness. It's almost like putting too much hot sauce on a pizza. You're overpowering it. And
Yeah.
so that is why there is so much activity on the land, because the energy is so high, and there's no way to get rid of the energy. The only way to get rid of that energy would be for hundreds of people to come on that land and feed it with the utmost love they could possibly give it to counterbalance it. But I don't think that's ever going to happen. But the energy is so high, so that is why there is so much voices and things being seen, and even UFOs being seen in the sky so much because of all the negativity. Land is embedded with negative. There's no positive in there.
There's Brandon again. He's just popping in to say hi.
Hello.
I'm trying to be part of the show, but it's really loud where I'm at. So, but I probably will have a few questions before we get off of here. But
sure.
Chris, do you like crock pots too?
Beg your pardon?
Do you love crock pots too? Brandon says I love crock pots.
I do love crock pots.
I love crock pots, hot wings, chicken wings, roast potatoes.
Like, because I think crock pots are alien technology.
They could be.
Yeah, because some alien stuff happens. Like 8 hours later, I have a delicious meal.
I know the feeling.
Crazy. Right. So is this part of the disclosure, or are we gonna find out that crock pots and toasters are actually Decepticons?
You might.
What happens is you put all these roasted potatoes and all that in the crock pot, and then you put a couple pieces of toast in the toaster, and then you get done. You make this alien sandwich, you know.
Right. Yeah. So it's an alien food hybrid.
Yes.
Understood. Thank you. I'll have more important questions when I return. Thank you, guys.
And then, of course, I was going to tell you hear about all these grays, so of course you want to top your sandwich off with some gray poupon.
There you go. All right, I knew you were going to fit in. I knew it. So
Chris Harmon can never go on a show without saying something funny. So
exactly. No, and we love to break this up with humor, and we're gonna do a game too. It's gonna be fun. I hope you find it fun. I found it just for you. Normally we do Would You Rather, but for some reason I thought we needed to do a different game for you tonight, just because we're gonna do a little Mad Libs. But what do you have coming up? Where can people get in contact with you? What if they have a UFO report? Tell us all those things.
Yes, for everybody watching, I'm getting ready to teach another round of remote viewing on June the 8th. We have an introductory class coming up this coming Wednesday. This is an introductory class where everybody comes and meets me, the teacher, and my assistant, the beautiful Rachel Monahan. And they can come and ask us questions and get to learn about the class and get all the questions out they want. And then they can sign up there for the class. The class is 12-week class, and after the end of the class, you get certified as a remote viewer. You can then move on and take my other 7 classes, which is remote healing, remote influencing, which is kind of like mind control, advanced remote viewing, and remote time travel, which is how I teach you how to time travel through time, and it does work. So you can sign up for all that, and anybody watching here who watches this podcast here, if you send me an email at my email address and tell me you saw the podcast, you'll get $10 off the course. So no problem.
What's your email, Chris?
The email is rascal RASCAL .1 at iCloud.com.
Okay, I got it. All right, it's in the comments for everyone. Now these are
Yeah.
online. Are these are virtual classes too, aren't they?
They're online over Zoom, and of course, everybody gets a copy of the class each week to keep and watch forever. And we
Okay.
have a makeup class too. So if you can't attend the live class, you can always attend one of our makeup classes and get caught up there. And the classes are very, very easy and simple because I prove that everybody is psychic. I've taught well over almost 1,000 courses and 1,000 classes so far in the last several years. I've never had a student that could not become a remote viewer or become a little psychic. So what I do is I open up that gap that you close off as you go up. I open that back up and teach you how to keep that open. And so it's a fun class, and everybody walks away just shocked. One of the best stories ever was that a girl that the target of the class, the homework target was to remote view what I gave them. What I gave them was a 45 RPM soundtrack album of Elvis Presley. This girl in class, she did not remote view anything to do with the record or the songs, but she did a whole like 8 pages all about the plot to the movie.
Oh wow!
She'd never seen the movie. She's too young to even know what the movie was, but she did all that perfectly.
Wow!
And one of the other students drew a great big monster truck tires. He said, and it spins, and he's kind of like a record. There you go. He did perfect.
Yeah, and just for people out there, I would love to take your class. Be honest with you, just doing stuff on my own. A lot of meditation people that I've coaches and things that I've talked to are like, hey, try remote view. Just go in your living room. So my mom was on the show for Mother's Day, and I had done meditation. I thought, I want to see what mom's up to. I miss her. And I'm like, okay, I want to, what I called astral project, but it is, I guess, remote viewing. And I was like, what's mom doing? And so I didn't tell her, but I eventually did. And I said, okay, what's on I said, Mom, you really do clean up. You have a lot of stuff on your counter. I said, but what's on your dining room table? There's something that you're working on. And she sent me a picture of the craft she was working on her dining room table. This big, I said, there's fabric, there's this, there's this, there's this. So it's interesting. So for those of you who are like, hey, I can't do this. Hey, this is hard. You can do it. I'm just doing it without a teacher because someone said, hey, try this. So definitely check Chris's class out, because if you have someone who's guiding you and instructing you, imagine how much better you could be at it.
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy when it happens and you can validate. Like, to me, I just try to go places where I can go back and say, okay, was I right? Was I right? Was I right? And I blow my mind every time I try it, that I know I do it every time, because you're like, oh my gosh, that is what I saw.
And for those who are watching to think that it'll be too hard or they can't do it. No, there's no work involved in this. I do not make anybody work.
No.
The class is so fun because we have a little comedy act that goes on during class. I don't want to give it away, but the comedy act is so unique, and the fact that everybody's learning while they're laughing. And then by the time the class is over, and I give them their homework assignment, they're eager to do it. And I've had so many students just get so involved, and somebody even cried in class because they couldn't believe how well they did. One girl, the homework I gave was a 50s diner that I ate at, and she was like, I came home and I don't know why, but I had to have chocolate chip pancakes tonight. And I kept seeing like jukeboxes and like dances on the floors. And when I showed her, I said, here's what the target was, a 50s diner. She sat there and just cried in class almost.
It's crazy because you don't think you can do it, and when you do it, yeah, it's so empowering. So for anyone even thinking about doing this stuff, definitely check his stuff out. It's a cool technique to learn. When I get a chance, I'd love to do it. What a cool thing to teach. He's back. You have more crock pot questions? Are you going to share your best recipe?
Yes, these are still my eyes. Whoever said that earlier.
So, Chris, we play when I can with guests, and especially
So we got 10 minutes.
Yeah, we're
We
gonna
got about
play
10 minutes left.
Yeah, 1 minute. Okay. So I like to play fun games because just like you learn, I think people retain more with humor. You know, we get more paranormal activity at our locations that we go to than I think a lot of teams do because we go with fun stuff. We go with humor, we go with games, we tell jokes, we play rock, paper, scissors. We do a lot of games. And it seems like that's the high energy. That's the energy that people like to look at. I mean, look, when you're on vacation, you meet strangers that are fun, right? That you think are laughing and funny. So
Right.
we have a special edition of Mad Libs just for you. So we're going to go through 16 different things I need from you. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. The first one I need is an adjective.
Adjective.
Describes a noun.
Yeah. Let's see here. Hat.
That's a noun. What kind of hat? Like if it is it what kind of?
Cowboy hat.
That's still a noun. Like a tall hat. A tall would be the adjective. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, tall hat. Been a while since I did Mad Libs.
That's okay. So tall. All right. Right up here. Now I need a noun. Place or
Okay,
thing.
yeah. So now, okay, so tall hat. Car.
Okay. A number.
7.
Okay. A plural noun. Person, place, or thing.
Yeah, let's see, plural noun. Schoolyard.
Okay. Another adjective. Colors.
Blue.
Things like blue. Okay. All right. A plural body part.
Feet.
Okay. Another adjective.
Blanket. No, small.
There's an error, so I'm going to add. Okay. Another color.
Purple.
Name of a food.
Chicken.
Okay. Occupation.
UFO investigator.
All right. A verb ending in ing. So an action in ing.
Helping.
Okay. Another plural noun. Person, place, thing.
Alien.
Aliens. All right. A part of a house.
The man's throne. Bathroom.
Toilet. I love it. Another plural noun. But they like plural nouns. Person, place, or thing with an S.
Crock pot.
Crock pots. We got to get Brandon in here somehow. Okay.
That's why I said
Adjective.
it.
Description.
Running.
No, like a color or a
Oh yeah.
soft or whatever.
Yellow.
Yellow. Okay. And now, last but not least, an emotion.
Exciting.
All right. You ready?
Yes.
This Mad Libs is entitled The Roswell Incident. It was a dark and tall night out in the desert when a glowing car suddenly crashed into my backyard. I grabbed a flashlight and ran to investigate. Stepping out of the flying saucer were 7 green extraterrestrials with antennas for schoolyards. They were incredibly blue and had 5 large feet on their foreheads. "Take us to your small blanket," their leader said in a purple voice. Before I could answer, they tried to eat a chicken out of my hand. Probably from the crock pot. Luckily, my neighbor, who is a UFO investigator, probably Chris, ran out of his house, helping wildly, and scared the aliens back into their aliens. They scared the aliens back into their aliens. They zoomed off into the night, but not before stealing the toilet off my roof and a few crock pots out of my garage. It was a very yellow experience that left me feeling completely excited. So there's your Mad Libs Roswell incident.
Loved
Good
it.
job.
That was fun.
There you go. There you go. But I had to do it. So I was like, we need to find a UFO, for sure, a UFO thing for you to do. And I just didn't have any of those would you rathers that would do it. So, and those, well, I didn't know how you felt about eating Martin Scorsese's eyebrows off his face, but you know, that's typically one of the questions that we do ask you. Was it okay, would you rather lick everything before you touch it, have to, or eat Martin Scorsese's eyebrows off his face?
I don't have to say the eyebrows. It might be a little bit more. It might get my fiber.
You might be your fiber. I mean, I usually say the eyebrows too, because just once. You know what I mean? As before the other things, they're like, I got to do it all the time. So it's interesting. Those are questions we ask some of our spirits on our ghost hunt. So yeah, when I say humor, we do that. So again, if you guys, if you want to just let everyone know, before we do our last minute announcements, where can they find you, how they connect with you, and your classes, all those things.
Yeah, I'm all over social media. Just Google Chris Harmon UFO or Chris Harmon Psychic or Chris Harmon Remote Viewing. You'll find all kinds of videos. In fact, I even have my own show I do occasionally with Rachel. And it's a show called The Fright Files, which we do with Grizzly Outlaw. We do that occasionally. I think we're taking a summer break right now, but we have some good stuff coming. Plus my paranormal shows. If you want to watch our paranormal shows, look up SWPI Pekin, something Wicked Paranormal Investigations Pekin. You can watch all of our paranormal shows on YouTube for free, and just anywhere you find me on social media. And you want to take our remote viewing classes, just sign up through my email address that I think Jennifer has. And
yep, Ransel.1 at iCloud.com. It's in the comments for everybody.
Yeah, just send me an email and let me know you saw the podcast. I'll give you $10 off and have fun. It's probably the most comical learning you'll ever have. And nobody's ever failed. Nobody's ever walked away not being a remote viewer. In fact, I just saw the class before I came here. So I'm pretty much busy 24/7. The only free time I have is when I'm cooking in the crock pot.
Cooking in the because crock pots are good. They're good. That's so viral all over the internet. There was one chef guy, he's like, that's one of the things that everyone's always doing, those dump crock pot things. So there was this before we go, there is this announcement that we had for Brandon. Are you ready to put this up? I hope he's ready to put this up, because what people don't know, that I think Brandon and I have talked about. I just want to know Brandon's ready to put this up, though. I can't see if he's Brandon, can you give me a heads up that if I'm okay to announce this, because I don't even know what's going on. Brandon, hi. Brandon's working. Brandon is working. He is Mr. Security Guy Extraordinaire, and I don't want to make this announcement until I know he's ready for it. But he's Mr. Security Guy Extraordinaire with his club. So, but definitely take Chris's remote viewing. If I could, I would. So, and I really think it'd be interesting for people, especially, the true, so you're working on some cases for true crime too, like unsolved murders and missing people too, right?
Yeah, I do all the cases for people. Of course, I'm always busy doing UFO cases. I got like 5 cases I'm working on right now involving MUFON.
Wow.
Plus our paranormal show. We get over 400 cases a month just in Illinois where I live. So that goes to show you how busy we are. Plus
Wow.
my paranormal shows, my teaching, everything. I'm always on the move, and I love it though. I love fast-paced action.
So the remote viewing for the missing person, unsolved things, are those family members referring? Are those law enforcement? Are those a combination, or how do you get those?
It can be. It's usually a combination of everything. Somebody will contact me and say, "Hey, I got a job for you," or "I need help with something," and or they might say, "I have a friend who has a friend who needs assistance, like finding car keys or."
Car keys? No way.
Oh, I've done that before. I had a woman that lost her car keys and she could not find them. I said, "Well, right next to your chair where you sit." Well, she searched the whole chair, could not find her car keys. I said, "They're next to the chair. They're in the chair or next to it somewhere." She could not find them. Finally, she found them in the bottom of the wastebasket next to the chair. Had a woman that came to me in a parking lot and wanted to know if I could help her find her best friend's earrings. I said, "They're up above the behind the bed frame where she sleeps." Lo and behold.
Wow. So, okay, another question about the whole the healing and stuff like that. Does it work on animals?
Yes, I can do animals, people, you name it. In fact, I do animals quite a bit for a friend of mine who has a little sick, little animal.
Well, I've got a dog for you, so I'll send you his info. So
Sure, send
he's
an info and send me a picture. I'll be able to tap right in.
yeah, because he's like I said, good day today. I'll take it. So craziest I'm trying to remember some of the cases we worked on the network. So folks, we were on the same network where his Bright Files are on. So so crazy like unsolved case. Tell us about one of those while I wait for Brandon.
Just that I've done in general, or a case that we all worked on.
In general, you can pick one we worked on or not. It doesn't matter.
Probably one of the craziest cases I worked on. And I won't say it was necessarily crazy, but it was definitely unsolved. And that was a case involving a gentleman who is now in law enforcement, and of course he kept this a secret pretty much all his life growing up. He and a friend of his were going to have some fun and have a sleepover, and wait till mom and dad go to bed, and then break out the whiskey and go outside and party. This is, of course, back in the 70s or whatever.
Yeah.
And so they went out. They waited till mom and dad were asleep. It started getting dark out. It was summertime. They had their whiskey and went outside. They didn't open it yet. They went outside, and this massive black ship flew over their house. Now, pay attention to this, people, very carefully. It flew over them. Only took 2 seconds. Now, let me remind you, this was at 9:30 at night or thereabouts. And this ship flew over. In 2 seconds, it flew over and was gone. Now, the key, like I said, was 9:30 at night. Here's the ship. Boys are outside. Here it comes. 2 seconds, it's gone. After those 2 seconds, the sun is up. It's 5:30 a.m. There was that much gap in time. And the person that contacted me, or that led to the case with, he didn't want to know. He didn't care about the ship. He didn't care about the UFO part, if it was, or aliens. He wanted to know, where the hell did all that time go?
Huh. I thought you were going to say, where did the whiskey go?
Because all that time just vanished like that, and they don't remember any of it. It was all instantaneous. In fact, his friend got in the car and left and went home. Never heard from his friend since.
Really?
And I know what missing time is like. I've experienced it myself. And like he told me, and I agree with him, you don't know what it's like till you've gone through it. I myself have had missing time. Of course, I'm more aware of everything now because I got memories and stuff. There's been times when I've literally had like I'd be sitting there talking to you, and right now it is 9:09. I could be sitting there talking to you. 5 seconds later, it could be 4 a.m. and just like that.
That's it. That's it. That's crazy. What about like true crime?
True crime, yeah. A lot of the cases we did were pretty interesting. There was some, I don't want to give out too many names and get people in trouble, but some of the cases we did involving murders and different things. Some of it got intense because I would do my remote viewing. I could see the victim, I could see the perpetrator, and it really could be aggravating because you know more than what you even want to know. There were times I've been doing cases and I know what the perpetrator was feeling or thinking. And I'm like, son of a, damn! You want to strangle him, but you want to strangle somebody that's not there.
Yeah. Well, and I know a lot of times on the podcast we couldn't really say everything that everybody was.
And you got to be careful when you remote. You got to be careful when you remote view because you can take on people's feelings, and you got to make sure that when you get done working a case like that, you got to make sure you cleanse yourself. Take your pencil, break it, throw it in half, throw it down, and walk away and say, "That's not me."
Yeah.
I know a gentleman that, kid you not, he did a case, and I won't say his name, but he did a case. He's driving home, okay, and he didn't cleanse himself. He's driving home, and he's going through his honeydew list. So let's see, mow the yard, wash the car, get gas, get a few groceries, show my wife, watch the football game, and he stops himself. He says, "My gosh, what the heck did I just say?" He goes through and says it again. He said, "I'm not going home if I'm going to do that." So he got out of the car. He's doing laps around the car trying to walk this feeling off of him, and he would not leave until it was gone. He's got all these cars driving by in the road. What the hell is he doing? He's going around and around trying to get that feeling off of him.
Oh my gosh.
Otherwise, he would have went home and injured his wife.
Wow. Because he's still hanging on to that energy.
Right.
Did you do the do you remember when we covered the big JE suicide / was it the files that are coming out now, the Epstein files? Remember when we did
yeah.
on that one?
Yeah, I was on that one as well. I got a lot of feelings from that one, especially from the inmates and other things. And it was all.
You know, that was a joke, right? So he was having me, I was the one looking for cases and stuff like that, new eyes, new blood. And right. Grizz called me, and he's like, "What are you doing?" It's like, "I'm going to look for a case." Because you haven't found a case yet? Yeah, I know, right? I was like, "You haven't found a case yet?" It's like, "No, why don't we just do Jeffrey Epstein?" No, I literally sarcastically said that to him. He goes, sat there for a second. He goes, "Done." I'm like, "No, I was joking." He goes, "Oh no, it's too late now." I'm like, "Oh my word, we are going to get flagged and looked at and all of the things. We're going to get strange phone calls and cars following us." Oh my goodness. That was literally.
I'm surprised you didn't.
I don't know. But that's why when he sent the picture, he goes, "Yeah, not kidding." And I was like, "Well, no, originally I was kidding. Like I was just being sarcastic." But that was crazy. Just what people got, even though, there's all these details out into the media about this, that, or the other thing. That was, just to let you know, that was supposed to be a joke. That was actually, I wasn't serious, and we were supposed to do that one. So yeah, sorry. sorry about that one, because it wasn't supposed to happen for sure. We were supposed to do some.
Enjoyable though. I enjoy doing it. So
Yeah, it was interesting to cover in here with everyone. I'm sure there's a couple people that said, yeah, no, I'm not doing this one. I don't think everyone participated in
no,
that one for sure. And I don't blame them. I don't blame them, because that was crazy. I was trying to think. We had a lot of people in. I have, you know what I have should have done is like Ed Gein or something, like, are there extra victims we don't know about? Oh, I think he would have ate that one up too. There you go. Idea for a true crime show. If anyone's willing to go down that dark rabbit hole, definitely clear yourself off after remote viewing that one. Cause
oh yeah.
oof, that's just, so how do you teach people to clear off after their remote view? Do you have like a technique you could share with people? Cause even paranormal investigation, you should be doing that.
Right. The best way I tell people to clear themselves, there's different ways, but one way to do it, if you need to do it quickly, is to take your hands, put your hands straight out, and just start in your mind, start thinking about all the things in life that you love, your wife, your kids, your family, your happy moments, and feel that love going up and down through your body, and feel that going through your body. Sometimes you might get angry a little bit because the anger is trying to take over you, but let that love take over your body and tell yourself, the anger has no control over me. You do not have control over me. You must leave, and keep building that love up until you feel whole again. Don't let the anger take over. Let the love take over. Because if you let anger get a hold of you and you don't wipe it off, you can. It's terrible.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's been hard too, as physical media, where you start getting you're getting those emotions and feeling how people passed and all those other things. We've
Right.
always, I had an instructor that just said it was part of it, and I don't buy that. I've started just saying, okay, you can make my head hurt a little bit, or we're going to come up with a symbol for this, or this, but I really don't need to feel exactly how the heart attack feels anymore, because I've
Right.
done felt enough. Or people that were murdered too.
I, I had a case once where I literally sat down and cried because I was doing a remote viewing for this paranormal case, and the husband didn't know he'd crossed over. He was still living there, and so was his wife, and he was upset because she's all of a sudden quits talking to him, doesn't pay attention to him no more, and she acts like he doesn't exist, and he had me crying because he was sitting there crying. He was like, "Why
he didn't
can't?" So I had to communicate with him. Using remote viewing, I had to communicate back with him in my mind and let him know that you're not alive anymore. You crossed over, or you're deceased. You need to move on. And the only way I could get him to move on was I told him, I said, you got all your family members waiting for you on the other side, your mom, your dad, and other people. I said, you need to go to them. And what I can do is I can envision their loved ones reaching out, like, come to me. And I can help that person go into the light who doesn't realize they're passed over.
Yeah, because we do get people that, on our investigations, that ask, do some people not know they're dead? And they don't. Depending upon how they pass, they really don't. They don't have any idea. We had a case, I'll tell you, we had this case, not a case, in occurrence. I guess I don't want to say incident because that's bad. We had an occurrence with a group of people who passed together. They just in a tragedy. And they showed up a couple days after this tragic event had happened. And my husband was out doing an investigation that night, and he called me. He said, how long after someone passes can they show up? And I said, well, I mean, anyway from right then to whatever. I mean, anytime. I said, usually a lot of people, if you don't know them, a couple days, but sometimes it is like in your dreams, immediate or whatever. And I said, why? And he was telling me what was happening. He said, you could literally over the spirit box hear a group talking. And it was like, it was like, okay, how did you die? Where did you die? When did you die? And it was answering. And so he figured out what this was from, and he started reading off names, and he said, you could hear them going, oh, hey, who's Chris? Is Chris here? Like they were calling for somebody in the group, and you could hear them going, what happened? I don't understand. Are we dead? And then someone would say, yes, we died. This is how we died. Oh, this is how I died. How did you die in this? And it was this crazy discussion in this group of people who did not know each other, but passed during the same tragic event. So it's very interesting how they didn't know. They hung around for us on and off. The group eventually started tapering off because we kept telling them, hey, we're not calling your families, just letting you know, because that would be wrong. We'll record this stuff for you. If your families come to us and we know who they are, we'll play this for them privately. You need to go to your family. You need to go to the light. You need to, if you need help, we'll do a session. But yeah, it was very interesting how some knew. It was like, yeah, we're dead. What do you mean? What do you mean? Are we dead? Yes. They were talking to each other. It wasn't us.
Right. We did a case once at a bed and breakfast, and I slept in this haunted bed and breakfast. There was reports of a little girl that plays with the toys at night. So every night I had the place to myself. I'd go into my room to sleep on the lower floor. I could hear her upstairs playing with her toys. So I think it was our third night there. I asked her, because I did remote viewing and drew her and everything. And I asked her to come down to the steps so I could take your picture with my camera. Lo and behold, I was able to capture a picture. Plain as day, you see that little girl.
Wow.
In the photo.
Do you get a lot of photos on your?
Oh man, when I do remote viewing, I get clear audio and clear photos like every time. No mistaking. I mean, it's clear as a bell.
Really?
I'm probably the only one in the group that can tell you I'm going to capture stuff and guarantee it.
Really? Is it because you asked them first, do you think?
I think it's that, and because of the fact that I'm a little bit psychic, so I'm able to tap into them. And a lot of the spirits or ghosts or humans, as we call them, they'll get shocked that somebody can walk in and actually be able to see them and communicate with them. Because regular people off the street that walk in, you might hear a ghost or hear voices, but they can't communicate like I can.
Okay. Interesting. So when you go on your investigations, are you the one that goes in, do you go in blind, or do you know something about it?
I like to go in blind. In fact, here's a real funny story where, get this. Okay. So I did remote viewing for an investigation before we went there. I did it that morning, like 8 o'clock that morning. In my remote viewing, I drew a box in the living room floor with a doll or something in it, similar to a doll. And when we got to the investigation, some of the crew members went in first to let the homeowners know we're here. We're setting up our equipment. They came back out and they said, "You're not going to believe what she has in the living room floor." And I said, "What?" "A box with her husband's ashes in it."
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
So I got my paper out, and I'm like, "Here's what I drew: a box with like a doll or something in it." Wow.
There's the ashes. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So Brandon is my producer, and he is on location, and we have to end in a very unique way where we just wave and we both log off because he can't play the exit commercial. Gotta love having a live show and all the technical difficulties. But there you go. So funny faces. Chris, thank you for coming on. I was just trying to figure out how we were going to end. But tonight we said we end odd. We got to keep that streak going. So thank you everyone for
tulips.
Oh, I've never that horror movie. What is it? Sinister. I think it's the one that plays that. Is that the one? Tiptoe. I think that's the one. I don't remember. But thank you guys, everyone, for joining Radio Paranormal. Check Chris out, rascal.1@icloud.com if you want to take any of his classes or just reach out to him for speaking and all the other things. So Chris, thank you for being on. It was lovely to talk to you again. And let's do this again soon.
Let's do it again. I got so much more we could discuss. So yeah.
I know
And
we
thanks
could.
everybody
All
for
right.
watching.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good night. Bye.
Well, it appears that the stream is still going. And I am now in control of the Radio Paranormal. Haha! The Fright Files. The Fright Files. When did you say that? What time is it? Oh, that was a while back, wasn't it? Who's watching? Tell me who's watching. There's somebody watching. I want to know who's watching. I always feel like somebody's watching me. This is what Brandon gets for not charging his tablet before he does a live stream. Ha! I gotta call him. Hold on, I gotta call Brandon. This is gonna be good. This is gonna be good, I promise.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, hop on your YouTube or Facebook real quick. Look at that. Look at.
I'm in the middle. I'm working right now,
I don't care.
and I don't have Facebook on my phone.
Oh, YouTube then.
What
Are,
is it?
are you, huh?
What am I trying
I have hijacked your live stream. I have now taken over Radio Paranormal.
Oh, no.
Yeah, Jennifer, Tally, and Brandon. I have them locked in my basement actually, and I am demanding a rent. See, tell them you're locked in my basement, Brandon. Tell them you're locked in there.
I'm locked in the man's basement.
Yeah. See, all right. So somebody tell them how much to send me. Tell them
$2 million.
$1 million. Jennifer's going to be so mad when she realizes that I have hijacked Radio Paranormal, and now I have taken over.
It's over now.
Yes, I have now taken over Radio Paranormal. There has been a mutiny upon the ship. I'm the captain of this ship now, by God.
That's what's going to happen.
All right, I'll let you go. I'm just going to sit here and talk about crazy stuff for like...
Hey, well, just hijack it.
Okay. Love you, buddy. Bye. Let's see. What should I do? I could do something really fun here. Let's see. What in the world could I do that would be funny and kind of lighthearted? You know. Let's see. Go. Let me check. How's everybody doing? I don't know who this one person is that's watching, but how are you? No, I'm gonna message Jennifer Talley. Jennifer Talley, I will message you. Oh no, where's she at? Do I have her phone number? Maybe I don't have her phone number. Dadgummit. This is my new phone. Maybe I got her on Facebook. Facebook. I gotta change from PT Paranormal Task Force X over to my personal page. So let me just message up Jennifer Talley. Right, yeah. Get out of here. Open Messenger. Yes, save my login info. Restore. My pen. I've created a pin. Oh my God. I have no idea. Did I get? I guess they're right. Holy crap. I guess the whole ass password correctly. Let's see. Jennifer Talley. Not now. I'm gonna search. Nope. Allow. No. Jennifer Talley. There she is. Let's see if she's still awake. Hey, Jennifer. Hop on the old Supernatural Inc. Facebook page and look and see what's going on. I think you will find it quite interesting. Period. Let's see how like that it doesn't. Boom. We'll see if Jennifer shows up here. So I got 3 people watching now. Who say hello, 3 people. I want to know who you are. 2 people. I want to know. I need to know. It'd be really cool to know. So I'm just I'm KD. I'm the paranormal mad scientist. This is for all of Jennifer Talley's fans out there. I build stuff like this. This is the ghost helmet. See that? So this is the ghost helmet. And these are wires. Okay. These are EM coils. These are 8 wrap. Or yeah, let's see. 8 wrap. 6mm iron core EM coils, right? And so what I do is I have a device that I build and I mount it right up here, right? And I put a little EM absorbing material here underneath the circuit board, right? And then with the device, the circuit board that I designed to power this, each of these wires goes to an individual coil on each side, and each coil mirrors the opposite coil on the other side. So there's a sequence that'll fire. So what I'm doing is I'm pulsing these EM coils. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to sit here and do this for a long time. All right. Well, thanks for watching the Radio Paranormal tonight. Jennifer Talley and her guest, I'm sure, and Brandon were great. Make sure to catch them every Sunday night here on the Supernatural Inc. Paranormal Network. You can catch Greg Koss on Mondays. Is it Mondays? No, it's Wednesdays. You can catch Greg Koss. He does Mariner of no. Which day is it? All right. He streams on Wednesday and Friday, right? And Friday he does Mariner of Spirit, and then the other I think Wednesday he does a show where he basically has a panel of people and they all do the Estes method together. So make sure you watch that. That's on the Supernatural Inc. Paranormal Network, and you can also watch the Generic Paranormal Show. We are usually on Friday nights by 8:30 Central Time. So you can catch Generic Paranormal Show with myself, and usually it's Austin Maynard as my co-host. Every once in a while I'll have Brandon Cooper be my co-host. So you can catch that. That's an hour-long show. 8:30 to 9:30. You got Greg Koss. He does Mariner of Spirit from 8 to 9, I believe. Or no. Sorry, 9 to. I think he does it from 9 to 10. That's it. And then you got Julie. Julie has her show. Hold on, I hijacked y'all's live stream and I'm talking about stuff. LOL. So you can catch Julie. Julie's live stream is on Sunday nights, and that is called the Spiritual Speakeasy. And No, it's not downtown Julie Brown, but Julie's cool. She's cooler than downtown Julie Brown. She has a lot of interesting guests on. Y'all should definitely go watch that. And yeah, there's so many. Also, go subscribe to our Paranormal Task Force X Facebook page, please. There will be a YouTube page to come soon. Yeah, he called. So Brandon Stablet died, right? Brandon Stablet died, and he calls or he messages me, and he's like, I'm in an event. Can you end Jennifer's stream for her? Because we produce her live stream for her. And I was like, yeah, I'll end the stream, you know, and that's funny. Anyways, so yeah, so you can catch all those shows and then some on Supernatural Inc. Paranormal Network on YouTube, Supernatural Inc. Paranormal Technologies on YouTube, also Supernatural Inc. Paranormal on Facebook, and yeah, and that's pretty much the main places you can find us and posting things. I post a few things on TikTok. I'm under KD Knox on TikTok. No, am I? No, wait. Supernatural Inc., I believe, also on TikTok. If not, look up KD Knox, KNOX. Anyways, so thanks for watching the Radio Paranormal Show. I'm sure Jennifer Talley and Brandon Cooper appreciate each and every viewer they have, and so do we here at Supernatural Inc. Paranormal Network, and we hope you all have a wonderful week that's coming ahead of you, and we hope to see you at all of our live streams throughout the week from here on out, or I will summon a demon through my ghost box and lock him in a demon trap, a Solomon demon trap, and I will force him to give me his name, and which at that point I'll have power over him. And I will force him to torment you in little, just tiny ways, like poking you in the eye while you're asleep and whatnot. But that's neither here nor there. I'm just saying bad things happen sometimes.